I'm gonna smoke a the ganja until I go blind. You know I smoke a the ganja all of the time. Smoke a the ganja when I'm with friends.
Hey guys, it's Lady Furnish here.
Hi guys, this is AJ. Welcome to the Lady Furnish channel.
Today we are going to read you an article titled "Federal Study Finds that Marijuana is 100 times less toxic than alcohol and safer than tobacco." So let's get into it. So it starts off by saying, science once again catching up with what many already knew, but this is progress. A new scientific study has investigated the toxicity of various drugs and found marijuana the clear winner. It's been found significantly less toxic than all the other substances on the list, including not only illegal drugs, but the legal alcohol and tobacco. Here's the full report. So, claims on marijuana's medicinal values have been widely debated despite support from medical research and study. Federal legislations that govern marijuana use aim to restrict rather than regulate, and this has posed a problem to people seeking the medicinal and recreational effects of the herb. Very far from intentions of abusing its effects, what is it about marijuana that scares the government and the public so much?
So, marijuana use in the United States. Marijuana, colloquially referred to as weed or pot, is made up of dried leaves and flowers of the hemp plant Cannabis sativa. Statistics released by the National Institute of Drug Abuse reveal that in respondents aged 18 to 25, more than half, exactly 51%, have used marijuana. Percentages are lower in the other two age groups, with 16.4% of respondents aged 12 to 17 and 45% of respondents aged 26 and older. Laws in more than half of the number of states in the U.S. prohibit marijuana use, whether recreationally or medicinally. Currently, only 21 states plus the District of Columbia have passed medical laws that recognize and permit use of the herb, and I'm just going to chime in there. We have 9 states currently, including Washington, D.C., that have recreational laws.
Numerous studies have reported the positive medicinal effects of marijuana on pain, sleep, and overall comfort. A survey conducted by Trip Corporation in 2014 revealed that marijuana use was effective in improving mood, pain, muscle spasms, and sleep quality in patients with prostatitis and chronic pelvic pain syndrome. The data collected from a more recent study in 2015 by Dejan Hart revealed that marijuana use in conjunction with prescribed opioids were able to induce effective pain relief in respondents experiencing chronic non-cancer pain. These studies further support the popularity of marijuana use among people experiencing acute and chronic pain.
On the other hand, there have also been studies on the adverse effects of marijuana. One of these was published in mid-2014, focusing on the negative health effects of smoking marijuana, particularly on the increased risk for lung cancer. Of course, the study was only able to reveal how it was smoke, not the cannabis itself, that damages lung tissue. This problem could easily be solved by changing the method in which marijuana is administered, which we definitely talk about.
But is marijuana use as dangerous as the law makes it out to be? The intoxicating effects of marijuana, although different, are not thought more severe than that of mild to moderate alcohol intake, a substance that is not illegal anywhere in the United States or most countries all over the world. A study published in January 2015 by Leckenmeller and Rem assessed the comparative risk between different mind-altering substances, specifically alcohol, tobacco, cannabis, and other illicit drugs like heroin. Surprisingly, the study revealed that cannabis was the least risky substance, belonging to the other end of the spectrum. Do you know what substance was revealed the most risky? Alcohol.
How is this possible? The study used an approach called the margin of exposure, which is drastically different from other studies that simply altered to find causational relationship between two factors. 1, substance use and abuse, and 2, mortality. MOE is different. It's a ratio between the estimated average human intake and the benchmark dose, or toxicological threshold. Basically, it's a ratio between how much humans typically intake and the dose at which the substance becomes dangerous, which is a better judge of how risky a substance can be. The higher the MOE, the higher its spot on the list.
So the results of the study were conclusive. The highest spot belonged to alcohol, while the succeeding spots were filled by heroin, cocaine, nicotine, MDMA, methamphetamine, methadone, amphetamine, diazepam, and THC, or marijuana. With marijuana in the lowest spot, over 100 times less toxic than alcohol, it can be surmised that its effects on health and society have been largely overestimated. If there was a plant that couldn't be more misunderstood, or was it perhaps intentionally maligned, it has to be marijuana.
It's important to note that the study measured toxic effects and does not consider any social effects of the use of the drug. However, this result is a clear indication that policies on marijuana are outdated and need re-evaluation, which is something that is gradually happening. It's good news for the herb and for the use of herbs in general.
So what are your thoughts on this article?
Man, I'm really glad that they published this study and they did this study and published this article, because I feel like the most important thing that can change the law is the actual tangible scientific research. And thankfully in the United States, we've had the ability to start research on cannabis because of the legality in certain states. So because we were able to finally do research, this is just proof. It's kind of, I'm sad that it's so late, but this is the kind of answer we've been needing, because this means that now we have actual legitimate proof that cannabis is not dangerous, it's not harmful, which means that now the government really can't use any sort of lies to cover up. Yeah, exactly, to cover up that the that marijuana should be legal. What do you think?
More and more people are doing their own personal research, meaning consuming it themselves and finding out that all these years and all the lies that they've been told are completely untrue, and that yes, marijuana is the safest of all substances, which I don't even consider marijuana to be a substance. In my opinion, a substance is something that you have to alter, which I spoke about in an earlier video at the park. A drug is something that is man-made, that has chemicals put into it to specifically treat a medical health condition. But why use that if we have a natural plant that grows out of the ground, that doesn't have any side effects, that doesn't turn people into addicts, and it actually cures, it actually treats your condition, and it's not just masking one thing by giving you a pill that's just going to give you another problem down the road.
Absolutely.
And that's why I really enjoyed reading this article, because it's not just someone saying, hey, I tried marijuana, it's not bad. This is actual scientific proof. This is an actual article written by the National Institute of Abuse, which the website we found this on was healthguide.org.
I think my favorite thing about the article was the fact that they actually quantified and laid out, like they categorized which drugs are the most dangerous to the most safe.
And what is surprising to me is that alcohol is number one, above heroin, above methamphetamine,
above all opiates. Yeah.
Alcohol, and yet it is completely legal. What did it say? Not only in every state in the United States, but all around the world. Alcohol is the leading cause of most car accidents and deaths. Even if you're not the one drinking and driving, people, it's costing people their lives. Innocent people driving that have families and futures, and you want to get behind the wheel because you think you can one-eye at home. Well, you're putting other lives at risk is what you don't understand. Yeah, you might not care what happens to you, but not everybody runs into a fucking telephone pole at 75 miles an hour when they're drunk. Usually it's another vehicle with other people in it, and they're the ones suffering from your addiction, when all you gotta do smoke the ganja, man. But you know what? I completely understand people who live in states where it is not legal. They don't want to risk their freedom. They don't want to go to jail and lose everything. And people have families and this, that. But why is it okay for you to go to the bar for happy hour and you got kids at home, but you can't go home and smoke a blunt because you got kids at home? I don't understand that. Marijuana has killed nobody. And they try to link, oh, this person died, they had marijuana in their system. No, honey. There was a lot more heroin in there. You know, let's blame it on the actual cause of death. Let's not just keep trying to stomp on the marijuana's name and try everything we can to make people believe it is what it's not. That, I feel, is just a fight that needs to stop. Marijuana is safe. I've been smoking weed since I was 13 years old. I've never been to jail. I've never caused any trouble. You know, I'm a productive citizen in society. Like, just because I smoke weed does not make me a lazy person. It doesn't make me stupid and uneducated. In fact, I'm pretty tired from yesterday. Sunday fun day cleanup. We got out there and picked up trash. So how can you say that potheads are unproductive if we, you know, out of our own good intentions did that? Nobody told us to go do that. That's what stoners are all about. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will have another video coming out soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Turn those notifications on. Share, comment, like, but share.
Free the weed.
Free the weed. This has been Lady Furnish and Kaotic Shock, and we'll see you next time.
We gonna smoke